Hello everyone. So today we're going to go over how to design the single pane for the 12 pane rose window color wheel that you're going to be doing in this lesson. So 30 degrees times 12 is 360, and so that's why we needed a 30-degree angle. Now I'm trusting the internet here to make sure this is correct. The first thing that I'm going to do is this is my actual laptop, and I've laid it open so that I can use it as a light board and trace. I've got a scrap piece of paper. It's literally a piece of a bill, and I have a piece of paper here. And I need to draw without moving. This is going to be kind of touchy. The paper. I need to draw the angle. And then once I have it very lightly drawn, what I'm going to do is simply make it much more easy to see. So I have my little sketchy lines, and then I'm going to make my triangle much easier to see by tracing over those very darkly. Now, if you went to school and picked up watercolor paper, then you have a pre-cut piece of 8 by 8 inch watercolor paper. I don't have a pre-cut piece today. I simply have a piece of paper from my sketchbook, because this is going to be like practice and working it out right now. So I don't need to necessarily have the final thing. It's just paper to work with. But it's measured out, and it's an 8-inch square. And I have not measured the middle, but I guessed. So let's see how good my guess was. I'm not quite there. So right about in the middle of my square, I'm going to draw a little line, and I'm going to put where the 4 is for the 4 measurement. And then I'm going to figure out right where the dead center is. So where these two things cross, and it's just slightly off for some reason, but we're just going to go with where they cross as being our lovely center. That's going to be helpful. Because then as you rotate around, the largest possible piece of pie in this pie that's going to be cut into 12 slices would then be a ray of no more than 4 inches. But I want to leave a little teeny bit of a border, so I kind of like the idea of the length of this triangle being 3 3/4 inches, which will mean that it won't quite all the way touch the end of the square. Once I have measured each ray at 3 3/4, then I'll connect those 2 marks with a light line, sort of indicating the end of my design triangle. Then the next thing that I'm going to do is I need to divide this into 5 shapes. You can get wild and crazy, but I'm just going to do something once again sort of based on my initials. So I'm going to take the J that I used before, and I'm going to add a hook, and then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to create a C, and I'm going to count how many spaces I have. 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So if I make the hook of my J bigger, then I will end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. I also have the ability, because my design is less than 4 inches in length here, I have the ability to decide whether or not I want this end piece here to be straight, if I want it to be concave or convex, or if I want to have an S-curve. And I think I want to put a little bit of an S-curve, so I'm going to make this end sort of curve out like that. And sorry, it needs to actually end right on the same space. So it's going to go dip in on this side and go out on that side. So this will come out, that'll all be part of 5. This will all be part of 4. And I'm working with something that doesn't have an eraser, so pardon my mess. When I'm done, this particular thing is then going to be used to trace it and create a wonderful way of looking at it. Okay, So if you are gonna do the next level, the advanced, you need to have 6 spaces. So a great way to do that were for me to put another little curved area in here, or I could divide my 4 space into 2, and that would make 6 areas. So at this point, you're gonna stop and you're going to trace your angle on a scrap sheet of paper and design your space. So it's just like what we did with our Zentangle and our string, and we're dividing it up into 5 spaces if it's level 2 or the intermediate. If you're going for level 3 or the advanced, you're gonna make it go into 6 spaces. So pause and then do that before you start the next video.